All right, so you're thinking about checking out Conchi Vibes, huh?
Yeah, it seems like a pretty interesting channel.
Lots of talk about books and spirituality and personal growth and all that.
Right.
So before you hit that subscribe button, we're going to take a little deep dive into it.
Exactly.
See if it's really something you might vibe with.
Yeah, because there's so much out there.
Oh, totally.
So many podcasts, so many YouTube channels. It can be hard to know where to even start, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, from what you've told me, you're looking for something, I don't know, kind of like a space for thought-provoking conversations.
Yeah, for sure.
Not just like surface-level stuff.
Right. I want something that really dives deep into these topics, something that kind of helps me connect with myself a little bit better.
Yeah, totally. And maybe even like helps you understand like the bigger picture a bit.
Exactly. And maybe even uncover some ancient wisdom along the way.
See, that's what caught my eye too. That whole exploring timeless spiritual wisdom thing. Uncovering secrets of ancient texts. Like, what even is that going to look like?
I know, right? It's intriguing.
What comes to mind for you when you hear those kinds of phrases?
Well, I think for me, it's that curiosity about what we can learn from the past.
Yeah.
These ancient texts, they've survived for centuries for a reason.
Right.
So there's got to be some timeless wisdom in there that can still apply to our lives today.
Yeah, totally. Like, are we talking like, ancient Greece? Are we talking ancient Egypt? What kind of stuff?
I think it's a mix, actually. They seem to draw from a variety of sources. Like, they've talked about Stoicism.
Okay.
They've mentioned Buddhism, Taoism. So it's kind of like a global exploration of different spiritual traditions.
Ooh, okay. So like a real smorgasbord.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, and then they also talk about like contemporary ideas that inspire transformation. So like, what's that all about?
Well, it seems like they're not just stuck in the past.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
bringing in modern perspectives as well. So, it's like they might explore something like mindfulness,
Yeah.
which has ancient roots, but is also very relevant in today's world.
Oh, for sure.
For managing stress, for improving focus, all sorts of things.
Right. It's like taking the best of the old and the best of the new and kind of trying to find that middle ground.
Exactly. It's like a fusion of ancient wisdom and modern insights.
Cool. Well, you mentioned that you're on this kind of journey of self-discovery.
Yeah.
What does that look like for you? And how do you think something like Conchi Vibes might fit into that?
Well, for me, self-discovery is all about understanding myself better. My strengths, my weaknesses, my values.
Right.
And it's about like figuring out what I'm truly passionate about.
Yeah.
What my purpose is.
Yeah.
And I think Conchi Vibes could be helpful in that journey because it explores a lot of these big questions, questions of meaning, purpose, and spirituality.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, and I think too, like you were saying, it can get a little overwhelming with all the content out there.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's nice to have a channel that kind of curates some of that for you. It looks like they do a lot of in-depth book reviews and analysis. What kind of books are we talking about here?
Mostly books on spirituality and personal development.
Okay.
Like, they recently did an episode on The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho.
Oh, I've heard of that one.
Yeah, it's a classic. And they really went deep into its themes of purpose, following your dreams, listening to your intuition.
Oh, wow. So like not just like a quick summary.
No. They really dissected it. They even brought in Carl Jung's concept of synchronicity.
Oh, wow. They're getting heady.
Yeah, they're not afraid to go there.
Okay. So like if someone's been meaning to read some of these books but just hasn't had the time,
right,
this could be a good way to kind of get the gist of it.
Exactly. It's like a shortcut to some profound insights. Plus, they connect the books to other ideas and concepts, so it's not just a standalone review.
Right. Yeah. No, it's like building a whole framework.
Yeah.
So the book reviews are one thing, but they also do interviews with authors, spiritual leaders, and thinkers. Like, what's the benefit of hearing these diverse viewpoints?
Well, I think it's really important to expose ourselves to different perspectives.
Yeah.
It can challenge our preconceived notions and broaden our understanding of the world.
Yeah.
And of ourselves.
Right. Like, it's easy to get stuck in our own little echo chambers.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, for sure. Well, and then they also promise practical tips to integrate spiritual principles into your daily life. Like, what kind of things come to mind when you hear that?
Well, I imagine they might talk about things like meditation, gratitude practices, connecting with nature, things like that.
Okay. Yeah, those all sound pretty practical, like not too woo-woo,
Right, exactly. It's about finding ways to bring spirituality into our everyday lives in a grounded and meaningful way.
Right. what areas of your life could benefit from a little more mindfulness or spiritual grounding, do you think?
Honestly, I think all areas could benefit,
Okay.
but I've been particularly drawn to the idea of cultivating more gratitude.
Yeah.
I think it's so easy to get caught up in the negativity of the world
Oh, totally.
that we forget to appreciate the good things.
Yeah, totally.
And I think practicing gratitude can really shift your perspective.
Okay, yeah. So like how would you even do that? Like what would be a practical way to cultivate more gratitude?
Well, they've talked about keeping a gratitude journal
Okay.
where you write down things you're grateful for each day, even small things
Right.
like, delicious cup of coffee
Mhm.
or a beautiful sunset.
Yeah.
And they've also talked about gratitude meditations,
Okay.
which can be a really powerful way to connect with that feeling of thankfulness.
Right. I like that. Yeah, just taking a moment to actually appreciate the good things.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it sounds like Conchi Vibes is not just about, listening to episodes in isolation.
Right.
They're really trying to foster a vibrant community exploring the boundless realms of the mind, heart, and spirit. Like, what does that mean to you?
Well, to me, it means connecting with like-minded individuals who are also on a journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth.
Okay.
And it's about creating a space where we can share our experiences, our insights, our challenges.
Yeah. So that's something you're looking for, like that sense of community.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think it's so valuable to have a supportive community when you're exploring these kinds of topics.
Yeah, totally. Because it can feel kind of lonely sometimes if you're doing it all on your own.
Exactly.
Right. Well, so to wrap things up, it seems like Conchi Vibes offers kind of a blend of ancient wisdom and contemporary ideas that do deep dives into these thought-provoking books. They give practical tips for integrating spirituality into your daily life.
Yeah.
And they're building a welcoming community.
That's right. So it sounds like they've got a lot to offer.
Yeah. What are you hoping to gain from engaging with this kind of content? Like what kind of transformation are you looking for?
Well, I'm not entirely sure yet,
Okay.
but I think that's part of the beauty of it.
Yeah.
It's about being open to the journey,
Yeah.
to the possibility of transformation.
Okay. And to maybe being a little surprised by what you find along the way.
Exactly.
Well, I hope this deep dive has given you a better sense of what Conchi Vibes is all about.
Yeah, and I too.
And whether it's something you might want to check out.
Definitely worth exploring.
Yeah. Go explore those boundless realms of the mind, heart, and spirit.
That's the goal.
All right. We'll catch you next time on The Deep Dive.
See you then.